Out here, the silence is heavy, anxious, not peaceful. We're in the heartland where hard work once promised a future. But on July 2nd, 2025, that promise is broken. The crisis didn't come from a storm but from new tariffs, policies made far away, now shaking this community. Farmers say it's a storm they never saw coming, and one they may not survive. The tariffs were meant to protect, but for Midwest farmers, they've become a cage. International markets have slammed shut, retaliatory tariffs hit hard, and silos overflow with crops that can't be sold. The foundation of their livelihood, selling what they grow, has collapsed. This isn't just economics, it's personal. Generations have worked this soil, and now they feel betrayed, caught in a global chess game. Equipment, seeds, fuel all cost more while crop prices have crashed. Costs are up, income is down, and families are fighting to hold on. Uncertainty hangs in the air. How long can we last? Will we lose the family farm? These aren't just farms, they're legacies, the engines of small towns across the Midwest. A crisis that started in Washington is now poisoning the roots of rural America. People here are resilient, but many fear this time is different. They feel forgotten, their voices drowned out by political noise. The silence is not just in the fields, it's in the halls of power, and it's growing louder every day. The 2025 tariffs were a stone tossed into a calm pond, promised to strengthen America, but they unleashed chaos. Major importers retaliated, targeting American crops like soybeans, corn, and pork. The global flow of goods was severed overnight. International markets vanished, domestic prices collapsed, and a bushel of soybeans now sells for a loss. At the same time, the cost of farming soared. Tariffs made equipment, fertilizer, and parts more expensive. Farmers are squeezed, paying more for everything, earning less for their crops. Debt piles up, loans are harder to get, and local bankers face impossible choices. The debt-to-asset ratio is reaching crisis levels not seen since the 1980s. Sleepless nights and overdue notices are now the norm. This isn't a temporary dip, it's a fundamental disruption of the food supply chain. Tariffs led to trade barriers, falling prices, and rising debt. Now, the very existence of the family farm is at stake. Policy set this cycle in motion, but it's farmers who pay the price. And the cycle shows no sign of stopping. Not everyone is losing in this crisis. Some are winning big. Multinational giants like ADM, Bunge, and Cargill are posting record profits. They operate globally, shifting crops from Brazil or Argentina to fill gaps left by U.S. exports. They buy American crops at rock-bottom prices, sell foreign crops at a premium, and profit from the chaos. Meanwhile, farmers take all the risk, weather, costs, politics, while trading companies hedge their bets worldwide. The system feels rigged. Farmers are price takers, not price makers. Local elevators, often owned by these corporations, offer little leverage. As the crisis deepens, the wealth gap in agriculture widens. The independent family farm is eroding, replaced by a new corporate aristocracy. Farmers see billion-dollar profits in headlines while they struggle to survive. The heartland's foundation is shifting, and not in their favor. For farmers, the land is legacy, a history written in soil. Now that legacy is at risk. Financial pressure forces unthinkable choices, selling equipment, planting less, letting workers go. When that's not enough, the next step is selling land, sometimes land held for generations. Corporate farms and investors are buying up these parcels, growing as family farms shrink. Debt is a constant weight, haunting every decision. The stress is taking a toll on mental and physical health. Farmers are stoic, but desperation is growing. They've played by the rules, fed the world, and now face ruin through no fault of their own. The dream of passing the farm to the next generation is fading. Some are forced to leave farming entirely, losing not just a job but an identity. Auctioning equipment, selling the family home, starting over in a world they never prepared for. Each lost farm is more than a business failure. It's the end of a family story. The weight of these choices is crushing the spirit of the heartland, and the losses are mounting. As the crisis deepens, farmers look to Washington and hear only silence. Aid packages are too little, too late, tangled in red tape. Farmers feel like political pawns, not a national priority. Meanwhile, global competitors like Brazil and Ukraine are seizing lost markets, ramping up production, and signing new trade deals. These new supply chains may never return to the U.S. The feared decades of trust and reliability are gone for good. The world needs stable food suppliers, and the U.S. now looks unreliable. A global realignment is underway. American farmers are being sidelined. The government's inaction is making this shift permanent. Farmers aren't asking for handouts, they want a fair chance to compete, but their pleas are lost in partisan noise. As Washington hesitates, America's competitors quietly take its place, and the heartland pays the price. The farm crisis doesn't stay on the farm, it spreads to the towns built to support agriculture. When farmers suffer, so do local businesses, equipment dealers, seed suppliers, banks. Storefronts go dark, diners close, hardware stores can't compete, and grocery stores struggle. Each closure is another blow to the community's heart. The tax base shrinks, schools and services suffer, and once vibrant towns begin to fade. Economic decay fuels social decline. With no jobs, young people leave for the cities, breaking the chain of community. Schools consolidate, churches dwindle, and the fabric of rural life unravels. What's lost is more than businesses. It's a culture, a way of life, a deep connection to the land. Rural America, long the nation's backbone, is being hollowed out. The 2025 tariff crisis is pushing these communities to the brink. The weight is too much for many to bear. The risk isn't just economic collapse, it's the loss of a core part of America's identity. These towns are more than dots on a map. They're the soul of the country, but a backbone can only bear so much before it breaks. And right now, it's close to breaking. This is more than an economic story, it's about America's future. The crisis threatens agricultural independence and the nation's cultural identity. For generations, farmers have fed the nation and shaped its character. Letting the family farm disappear is letting a piece of America die. A nation that can't feed itself isn't secure. The 2025 tariffs, meant to strengthen America, are making it more vulnerable. The crisis raises hard questions. Do we value small producers or corporate power? Is the American dream still alive here? Farmers feel abandoned by the system they supported. As the sun sets on the heartland, we're at a crossroads. The path ahead could mean fewer family farms, more corporate control, and hollowed-out communities. What's at stake is nothing less than the American identity itself.